Everyone, I'm bringing you this quick minestrone that you can make with leftovers. What I'm using today is I'm using a piece of a ham bone that I froze with just a little bit of meat on it. I'm gonna cook that probably for about an hour. What else I'm using? Lentils that I made a few days ago. They're already cooked lentils. And I'm using canned stuff today just because it's like a quickie. So just canned stuff. If you don't want to use canned stuff, then you can use fresh stuff. I usually have frozen broth, but this time I have none. So I'm using this collagen chicken broth. I don't know, I haven't used it before, but I'm sure it's alright. It's chicken broth. I'm using mushrooms, but I'm removing the water and washing them. And cannelli beans, I'm doing the same, removing the water and washing them. I'm using a zucchini at the end. You know, zucchini cooks 1, 2, 3. The pasta that I'm going to use in my minestrone today is small shells. You could also use macaroni. I'm using some Italian seasoning, some onion powder, some salt, and some garlic powder, and also some celery salt. I don't have it here, but I'm going to go pick it up. I'm using some of that to add. And that's going to make the broth here. And we're going to put all these guys together. And it's going to come out yummy. If you have a piece of leftover beef or steak, you could go with beef too. But I'm doing it with ham because that's what I have right now. And this ham was yummy, so I'm hoping it comes out good. And if you don't want like pieces of ham in it, hey, just pick it out. But what I'm going to do with the big chunks, I'm going to cut them small. Okay? So you see, easy, quick. 1, 2, 3. So now I got my pot. It's boiling. I added all my seasonings. I added about a tablespoon of everything. Don't forget that celery salt. And then I have my bone. Now that it's boiling, I'm going to add it carefully. Now I'm going to let that boil nicely for about an hour. I want all that flavor from that bone to come out into that broth. And I also wanted to show you what I also add for more yumminess. I'm going to add 1 potato. I'm going to add some kale chopped up at the end because I don't want it to get mushy. And I'm going to add some carrots. And I'm still going to cut my zucchini. Alright guys, so that's also what I'm adding is some kale and potato and carrot. You could always use some spinach too. Thanks. Oh, and I already washed my veggies now. They're boiling halfway. I'm going to add the 1 can of chicken broth. And I'm going to let that cook that for like another half hour. Maybe even an hour more if I want. Okay? It's cooking. I'm going to want to taste it. It has a lot of flavor, but it needs a little bit of salt. So at this point that I'm almost done with the bone, I'm going to add a little bit of salt. And also I already cut up my carrots. It's for you? It's for you. It's been about an hour and a half. I'm going to remove the bone. I'm going to keep the meat, so I'm going to cut it. You don't have to, but I'm going to do it. So now see also my broth went down. That's nice. It's nice and thick. And I'm going to add first is my beans. I want them to thicken the broth a little. And I'm going to add my carrots that I pre-cooked a little bit. And I'm going to let that come to a boil. And then simmer for 10 minutes. And then I'll start adding my potato and then my pasta. And last, my mushroom and the kale. Oh, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to add the potato. Cut it really tiny. You could always add 2. I wanted just 1 potato. So now I'm going to let this cook for another 5 minutes and then I'm going to add the pasta. My potato's almost done. I also cut up my ham and put it in there. I'm going to add my mushroom. And I'm going to add just about half a cup of pasta. Let me see a little more. Because I don't want it to become pure pasta, but I want it to be nice. Alright, I think that's enough. And I'm just going to throw some parsley.
Why you put your finger in there?
You know what? I'm sorry, not my parsley. When it's almost done is when I'm going to throw in my kale. And 5 minutes before, I'll add my zucchini. Pasta's almost done. Look how everything's looking. So yummy, delicious. Smells so good. I'm adding my zucchini that I've cut up. I'm going to let that cook for about 5 minutes. You know zucchini's quick. I added zucchini because I love zucchini and I just wanted to add more yumminess into my soup. And then I have my kale that I've cut up. which I'm gonna add at the end, and that's it. The soup is ready. You can have this with some crusty bread, some rice. You can also just do it with vegetables. I will start with the broth with 1 onion and a pepper, and I will let that boil. We're almost there, guys. Everything's done. I don't like to overcook my zucchini. I still like it. I don't like it super mushy, so it's been cooking about 5-6 minutes. Now I'm gonna add my kale, chopped up tiny. That's gonna melt. It's gonna melt. Now, if you want, you can add a little bit more water at this point because the flavor is delicious. But I like it like this thick. Excuse me. Yeah. See that kale? So now I'm leaving it for about a minute. And then I'm shutting it off and it's done. Yummy, easy minestrone. Basically, it was just keep adding stuff. Final products, guys. Delicious minestrone style with cannelli beans. You know what? I opted to take out the lentils. As I was about to place them, I changed my mind and I thought, you know what? I just want it nicely with the cannelli beans, kind of like sopa gallega style. But I just added my own little stuff that I like, which I love my mushrooms. Of course, if I have fresh, I will use. So just so you know, if you want to use fresh, like fresh chicken broth that you have frozen, because I usually do, but I had none, fresh mushrooms, stuff like that, you're welcome to. I just made this quick and easy on what I had in my pantry. And with the leftover ham. Now another thing, you can make the same soup with just vegetable broth. And instead of boiling a ham, you just boil an onion and a pepper and a big thing of cilantro. I just love the taste of cilantro. And let that boil for like 20-30 minutes, and that will just suck up all those flavors up in the water, and that's going to be your broth. Excuse me, I just have a little bit of a cold. So yeah, so this is the delicious soup. Look at all the flavors. I love the kale in it. If I don't have kale, I'll use spinach, but I love the kale and I love the zucchini. Look at, let's try the flavor of it. Look at the broth. So yummy, right? So yummy. Wow, so good. I could taste the flavor of the ham, the smokiness of the ham, and then all the vegetables and the cannelli beans, and yummy, and that kale flavor. I love it too. Here it was. Thanks for watching. Keep watching my videos. I'm starting to upload new videos, so keep in touch with me, and thank you for all the love.